Okay, so here's all of the base terraforming done. Didn't really do much to the ground besides adding some water to it. Mostly focused on building the islands and trying to make them look as natural as I could with some supernatural aspects. Of course, that's largely focused on the crystals growing out of the bottom that are magically responsible for the island's levitation. And then, of course, giving them all some geode aspects where there's just holes in the islands that are full of more crystals and shards. I made sure to use both the crystals that spawn in the Hallow, as well as some amethysts for a bit of variety, and light it up with some amethyst torches. In the middle, I have the largest crystal that will be used as the hub for it. I'll be putting the pylon in there once I've made it, or once I've purchased it, which will first require getting 2 NPCs in here. Then, down here, you can see that I've used some crystal platforms to link all of it with some amethyst-stained glass, sort of floating around it. Adds an interesting magical aspect to the design. And then, of course, you know, since I wanted to put some water sources up on these islands as well, I made sure to have some waterfalls cascading down into various ponds down here. This larger one in particular being where I plan to put my fishing shack for this biome, which will be put right about here, with a dock that extends out a good distance to throw it out into the deeper part of the pond. Should be quite nice. And then, of course, you might notice that I actually made sure to shape the islands to the terrain that's beneath it, so it really looks like they were risen out of those pits. So it all flows together pretty naturally. And then, of course, I have this one flat space here because that's where I intend to put the Wizard's Tower. So, overall, I'm very satisfied with this. And now I've just got to work on building the NPCs' actual homes. In this case, I'm actually going to start with the party girl's house over here. Now, the reason I'm putting her house over on this side is, well, I plan on building something for her and as a little surprise for the end of this over this way. Why is there still a space of crimson over here? What the hell? Close enough. That'll turn into Hallow on its own. Anyway. So, next I'll be working on building her house right here. I'm actually going to have it slightly hovering over the water, you know, it'll be suspended a bit. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with her house yet. I just know it's going to be a little crazy and practically inspired by, like, let's be honest, she's a very giddy, crazy character. She would not want a standard house. So it'll have the kind of insanity inspired by shit like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and fucking Pee Wee Herman. So I'll probably be using the balloon blocks she sells as one of the resources to make upper parts of her house. Should make for an interesting build. completed the first house of our hallowed biome. So for the house itself, obviously this is the party girl's house, and I wanted to make something, well, incredibly fitting for her. And what I ended up essentially settling on was I wanted to work largely with materials that they sell as the core features of their house's construction. And in order to do so, I ended up building essentially with almost entirely balloon blocks, which is definitely unorthodox, but it now results in the party girl essentially living in a giant bouncy castle, which frankly is very much in character for her. So, of course, the bouncing properties of the balloon blocks are all intact, and I've taken full advantage of that with the construction of this place, putting a lot of stuff on higher ledges where she would actually have to take advantage of that bouncing property to get up there. Especially here in the living room, where I actually have multiple tiers of seating in what's essentially been turned into a theater. And then up in her bedroom, where I've actually made use of slime blocks as well, and their bouncy properties, to add a little extra bit of block separation and texture to turn her entire floor essentially into a mattress. Although she does have a smaller one up here for when it's wanted. And then, over on the other side, since there were only 3 types of balloons that she sold, I constructed the exterior of her bathroom out of slime blocks as well to add some similar texture and alternate color, while also fitting with the general water theme. And I need to do something about that bubble real quick. Okay, I'll just get rid of that one. So yeah, I've really gone out of my way to make something very personalized for her, and I'm quite satisfied with the results. And also, while I was rambling about that, another NPC moved in. I used another one of the pet summoning items to get a rabbit to move in. And I think I'll be putting them up here. So they'll be living with the party girl, and with the 2 of them this close to the pylon, it'll be fully functional. And now, I need to create the Wizard's Tower. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're looking to support me a little further, maybe get some bonus content, or just keep up with me and other fans, you can find links down in the description leading to my Patreon, my Discord, and my Twitter. And, if you're following me on Patreon, then you can expect some content polls to decide what's coming up on the channel yet. A little bit of background additions to some other series I've been working on, some more original and creative stuff. And who knows, if enough of you start supporting me soon, I might have a few other surprises up my sleeve too. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all again on the next video.